Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? We are going to do mostly baling today. Well, I say mostly, but I suspect that we'll get it done fairly quickly because we've got the two fields over the side done, and I decided against buying any more land with barley on it just now. I was considering buying the field over there whilst it had the barley on it and combining that one, but I've decided against doing that now, and if we're going to buy that field then we'll do it a bit later on in the year. What we've got to do today is to try and finish the baling, and then we want to gather up all the bales and get them stored away somewhere. I'm not quite sure where we're going to put them all yet, but we will find somewhere to stuff them all in and keep them out of the way. We've got grass and hay to make. We've got grass to cut, we've got hay to make, and we've got to get that done fairly soon as well because we are into autumn and you can't make a lot of hay in the autumn because you just don't have the right weather for it. So we kind of got to get a move on. We got a lot of jobs that need doing and we need to hurry up and get them done. Now, I was talking last week about kind of changing the style of the playthrough for the second year on this map, and the way that I was going to do that is I was going to find all of the gold nuggets and upgrade to kind of a much more modern setup and a bigger setup as well. So we'll run bigger machines, we'll run bigger combines, probably bigger tractors as well. We could sell the fleet of small tractors, although I still haven't bought the voucher tractor. I will try to get the voucher tractor that I did tell you that I would get, because we were going to get all 3 tractors on that list. So we get that one involved as well, and maybe at least do a little bit of turning or something just for this one, because we obviously we're making hay, and we've got turners and that are lined up in the sheds, but we're not necessarily going to use all of those because they're very small, and I did say that we've only just done hay. So what we might do is we might use some bigger stuff in order to get through it a bit quicker. But generally a lot of people like the idea of me getting the finding all of the gold nuggets and kind of expanding. You know, a few people don't like the idea, a few people want me to continue on as I'm doing, but the majority of the responses that I got back seem to be in favor of getting the gold nuggets and upgrading stuff for next year. So that is what I will be doing. And you probably notice on the minimap there's a couple of the black and yellow circles indicating where gold nuggets are. I have gone and found the first 10 so that the rest of them show up on the map, and this is what I wanted to show you now. We've got all of these dotted around on the map, and they're going to be quite easy to find. And then you've got the rest up here. Now, someone said that they're hidden up here and you can't get to them. You can get to them, and it's actually really, really cool. And I'm going to show you that in a minute. Well, a little bit later on this episode, I will show you how you get to those and how it's all laid out, because I really do like this. It's an excellent touch to the map. It's like a mini game has been added into the building of the map, and I think it is just absolutely fantastic. It is just awesome, magnificent little touch that has been added to this map, and I can't tell you how much it pleased me when I seen it. It's not just something that's been casually dumped down. A lot of thought has gone into it, and I haven't really looked very much around it. I just kind of figured out what it was, and I was like, oh, this is really cool, and then I've left it alone. So it's kind of going to be a bit of surprise for me as well as for you. Now, question I asked you all last week was, which baler did you want me to use on this map? Did you want me to use this Massey Ferguson that we're using right now and have this as our main farm baler, or did you want me to use the Crone baler that I showcased last week, or the John Deere one? And the results are in, and let me just get the piece of paper with the all-important numbers. So I had 1,870 people answer this particular question, and of the 1,870 people, where is it? 165 want me to keep this Massey Ferguson baler. There doesn't seem to be a lot of love for this Massey Ferguson baler, so we're not going to be keeping it. 548 people wanted the Crone baler because Crone does seem to be quite popular. A lot of people like Crone, but I'm guessing that we've already got some Crone items available in the game, so it's something that a lot of people see quite frequently. 1,157 people want the John Deere baler instead of the Crone. And John Deere does seem to be popular, but there are times when John Deere doesn't win the vote, and there are people that don't like it. But anyway, this time round, John Deere has clearly won the vote. So we will be getting the John Deere baler rather than the Krone baler, and there are a few people that said that they had encountered a few bugs with that baler. We will just have to keep our fingers crossed and hope that we don't encounter such issues. So my question for this week, now I've given this some careful thought, and this ties in with the fact that we will be getting the gold nuggets. We will be getting the million, and people have said, oh, we could just say that we've won the lottery or something like that. I'm going to have to think of a different story, because the last 2 times that we've gone and gotten the gold nuggets, I think one time I said that it was a lottery win, and another time it was an inheritance or something like that. So I'm going to have to think of an original story. So I'd like suggestions in the comments section today of how we can justify having an extra €1,000,000 added to our account for no apparent reason. And we are not going to use the lottery win. The lottery win this time is out because we've already used that excuse. We want a real, because obviously this is a realistic series, so we want a realistic reason for adding in €1,000,000 to our account. I would prefer not to have the inheritance story, because the inheritance story is another one that we have used previously. I think I've used it a few times, and I also used it back in FS15 to add money and stuff to the map. So the inheritance thing, I think we really should try to avoid that one. So yeah, I want an original reason for us getting €1,000,000, and if you can't come up with one, then I do have an idea for one, but I don't know. I don't know if people are going to like it very much or not. We'll have to sort of wait and see. But I'd like to hear your suggestions on that one, and I want to see what you guys can come up with on this, because I think they could be quite good. I think there could be some quite good responses to this. Now, I have not forgotten that I promised to buy buy a replacement vitamin, because if you remember, our own vitamin got stolen. We left the gate open, so the insurance company was refusing to cover it. So we do need to get a vitamin back here to the yard, and we will do that soon. Before I start baling the next field, though, our next question. Now, I have sold the 2 combines that we had. We had the Massey Ferguson and we had the Class. I drove them back to the dealership and I have sold them, which is why we're now back up to €317,000 on here. And so next year we are going to be upgrading and running bigger machinery. So I'd like to know what machinery you'd like me to use on this map. And one of those things is going to be a bigger combine. A much bigger combine. So I have given this some careful thought, and I've narrowed it down to just a few choices. I'm not going to give loads of choices. That CR1090 is out. I'm not offering that one as one of the choices. Neither am I offering the Case or the largest Massey Ferguson there. Those 3 are out. However, the Torum 760 Rotselmash, as this is an Eastern European brand and we are in Poland, I figured that one would definitely be in. So we've got that one there, which does hook up with... Now, we'll just go through to headers, and we're going to come down through. That's the modded ones. It is... Oh, no, that's the case. That one there. So we've got... That's a 9-meter header on that one. You know, I can't remember what all the other headers are, but there's kind of an idea, so there's like a starting off point for you. So we've got the Rotselmash, the Torum 760 with a 9-meter header. Then you have got the Fendt over here, and will be the Fendt 9490 or 9490X. That's €400,000. It's an expensive combine, but, you know, we'll have €1,000,000, so we'll be able to afford it. That one, for those of you who are interested, it is actually just a reskin of the Massey Ferguson MF Delta 9380, and the other one is a reskin of the smaller Massey Ferguson. One of the first mods that was actually released on Modhub, these two. And yes, they are just the Massey Ferguson reskins. However, I figured it would be nice to offer up the different colour, the Fendt skins on them. So yeah, the larger of the 2 Fendt ones, the 9490, or one of the Class Lexion 700s. Now, it will probably be that one there. 1100 litres in the tank. It won't be the absolutely massive ones. So it'll probably be the medium one. And then if you have a look at the headers, you've got the 750, the 9, the 1050, and the 1230. I'm using the 1230 on Dowland Farm. The Vario 900, which is a 9-meter header, that will be the one that I use. And if we go through here, the Power Flow, that's a 10.7 meter. That is a much bigger header than the others that are on offer. So you've got the Fendt 10 meter, or nearly 11 meters actually, 10.7 meter header there. The Class will run the 9 meter header. Actually, I'm thinking now, that was 10.7. So in theory, we could actually stick the Vario 1050 onto the Lexion, and we might even, I mean, we could always just run that one there instead of that one. Yes, we'll do that. We'll do that because that's going to give us that will end up, they'll be the same size. So it's not going to skew the questions in favor of just the biggest one. So they're going to be about the same. So you've got the Fendt with about a 10.5 meter header. You've got the Class Lexion, which is going to be the big one there, with a 10.5 meter header. And you've got the Torum 760, the Rotselmash, with a 9 meter header. I'm including this one and the smaller header as one of the options because several people have said that they feel the Lexion is too big for this map. We are going to be ploughing fields in together. We're going to be joining several fields in together over the course of the winter, so that in next spring we've got bigger fields and we'll be working bigger fields, so it will sort of fit with the bigger combines. But some people still felt that the Class Lexion was a little bit too big, so I'm offering the Rotselmash as kind of interim, well, you know, as something extra to like make up for having the Lexion on offer. A lot of people feel Lexion is right for the map, especially as we're making the fields bigger. So yeah, you've got the Fendt with a 10.5 meter header, the Lexion, the Class Lexion with a 10.5 meter header, and you've got the Rotselmash Torum with a 9 meter header. It's your vote, it's your game. Head in the comment section down below, let us know which one you want and why, and of course don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right hand corner. Which of those 3 combines do you want us to use in our playthrough for next year? So this is going to be the next year here on Gorale, and we're going to be staying here on this map for another 2 months. So that's in real life time. We're staying here for another 2 months. Well, it's actually going to be just over 2 months because the Platinum DLC is being released on the 14th of November. So that is when I will be switching over, and all being well, the very first episode will be on the 14th of November, but I can't make any guarantees. It does depend what time of day it gets released. I might have to wait until the following day before I can get the first episode uploaded, but I am planning a couple of extra episodes that week if I can squeeze them in, so that we can sort of take our first look at sugarcane and stuff like that and sort of get stuck in. So I will be doing a realistic series on that map, and at the moment there is a question running on the Texas, the completely unrealistic series that I also do, for whether or not you'd like me to also run for a few weeks. I mean, that one will only run for a few weeks, maybe a month or a month and a half, something like, you know, 4 to 6 weeks, something like that. An unrealistic series at the same time. So we do the realism at one end of the week, and then we'd do completely unrealistic, ploughing up the whole map, doing all kinds of crazy stuff like we're doing right now on Texas, but we will do it in South America, and it will involve sugarcane as well. And the reason I like to do that is because at the moment there are 0 mods available for sugarcane. So it will sort of limit us when we're playing with the sugarcane. We will have to try to do it with the stuff that's in the game, and I cannot modify DLC files, so it's going to be basically whatever is done directly in the game. But yeah, so we're going to be here for another 2 months here on this map, and I'm hoping that we will complete the second year of the game, the playthrough, before we leave, and that's the plan. That is the plan. So in order to keep that moving, I'm going to have to kind of move things along a little bit more quickly than I have been. And so in order to do that, we are going to start using some bigger machinery now. We've already done hay, so I will be upgrading the machinery. We'll sell the small turners and the rowing up machinery and stuff like that, and we'll buy some bigger stuff. A lot of people have been begging me to use the Krone Big M to do the mowing here on this map. Now, I'm not sure that that really fits in with this map. I'm certain that the Krone Big M is just a fraction too big to be mowing up the little tiny fields that we've got here, and so I'm still giving that some thought. I'm genuinely not sure. I think what I will probably do is I'll probably get a set of butterfly mowers. Actually, I can't get a set of butterfly mowers because I can only... I'll have to upgrade a tractor first, and we don't currently have the money to upgrade a tractor. I can't use butterfly mowers on this tractor, and the Deutz that we've got is going to be too small for it. So, in theory, getting in a contractor who happens to have a Krone Big M could be our only option. Now, I realise that it's unlikely that you would have such a contractor in an area like this in Poland, even though in some parts of Poland it's massive scale. The scale of things in some parts of Poland is absolutely huge, but it appears that in this particular part of Poland, the scale of things is rather small. So it would be unlikely that we would get a Krone Big M coming along and doing any work. However, that doesn't mean that they wouldn't. So I'm going to kind of... I want to stay open-minded on that one. I don't want to run a solid commitment either way. So, yeah, I'm not going to say definitely yes, I'm not going to say definitely no. It'll sort of see what takes to my fancy when I get to it, and that will probably... Well, we might actually get to it in tomorrow's episode, to be honest. So I've got between now and tomorrow to decide what I'm going to do with the mowing. Whether or not I use the Krone Big M, or whether I do something slightly different. And I'm not quite sure what it will be yet, because we do have several fields and I want to get round them quickly. I don't want to be dragging my heels on this, because I want to get through year 2. So we got the winter to deal with. That's going to take several episodes because we want to cut down a few trees. We got fields to join together. I'm not going to do too much on that, but I do want to join some fields together. And then we want to get into year 2. I'm probably not now going to be ploughing up all of the grass fields so that we can run hired help in the grass fields, because I don't think that we're going to have the time for it. I don't think it's going to work out. So we will avoid doing that bit. And yes, I'm turning way too sharp for the baler. You shouldn't turn this sharp when you've got the PTO shaft running. When it's spinning, because of the massive stresses that it puts on it. Even when you're running a double jointed one, and most PTO shafts for balers like this are actually, they're not a single joint like you'd get on a lot of older machinery. They're actually a double jointed PTO shaft, so you can, in theory, turn a much sharper corner with them. That being said, though, it's still not good for it to go too sharp around the corner. But what I will do now is I will just finish up this baling, and then we're going to, well, we need to start gathering the bales up, and we need to put them somewhere. So we're going to put them in one of the sheds just over there. And it's going to be a messy job. We will put the bales in front of the shed, and I will just literally push them in with one of the vehicles so that they are undercover. Yeah, and it is going to be messy, I'm warning you now, but I feel that we can sort of... it's something that we're just going to have to live with. Because, quite frankly, I don't really want to spend a load of time doing that, because we've done so much neat and tidy stacking of bales. We've moved bales, we've manually loaded bales, we've done all of that. So I'm going to not do that on this particular episode. So I will finish this a minute, and then... Actually, we will very quickly go and look at... Once I've done this, we'll go and look at the place where the other gold nuggets are. Right, I'm going to return the baler, because remember, we've leased this one. So if I return that one a minute, it's a real shame, because we got 3,700 litres of straw in there that is now going to go completely to waste. Now, we could just sort of make use of the little bug in the game where if you bale up a little bit of grass or hay or anything like that, it turns it into that. So we could go in here, we could bale up just 300 litres of grass that's in front of the cows over there, and we could turn this into 300 litres of we could turn it into a full bale of grass and then feed it to the cows. What's the other option? The other options are all going to take a long time, so I'm going to actually do that, and I realise that it's not going to be in everybody's to everybody's tastes, because we are in fact cheating in 3,000 litres here, but I feel that we can get away with it just once. just once we're going to do this. So there we go. And that's it. That's all you got to do. Cheat it in like that. And I'm going to turn round. I'm going to take it over here. And I'm going to drop this full bale straight into the trough over here, so that we've at least got some grass in for our cows. The cows' productivity is starting to drop. We've got 0 grass in there. We've only got a little bit of silage and hay in there as well. As soon as we've got some more silage, we can make the power food, and we can get that ramped back up into full production again, which is something that would be rather useful. We would like to have the cows back on full production, so let's just put that one in there. It's already gone in. The trigger actually pulled it right out of the baler just then. Didn't expect that. Right, so we can fold that. Yep, that was all done. It's finished with... just check in here. Yeah, so we've got 4,000 litres of grass in there. I'm going to return this one, and then we're going to get something else to go and take a quick look at the gold nuggets, so that we can start at least gathering some of those up, and then we've got to use the trailer and start getting in some of the bales. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. I am using the quad bike once again. Fluffy, it's called. And so, yeah, we're going to use this one. I've only leased it. Just wanted to have a little spin around in the quad bike. I thought it would be quite cool to be able to have a spin on the map with this one. Quite a few people did like me using this one when we were doing the Sosnovka map. So I thought, why not? We will just do it for a little bit. I mean, we're not going to overdo it with this one, but we are going to do it a little bit. While we're here, we can run in and grab 3 gold nuggets that are in here, if I can find them. Right, there's one. Oh, there we go. One there on the table, like that, and another one over on that table, and then finally there is one. Oh, it's on this table here. Right, well, that was nice and easy. So let me go back to the quad bike. And we're not chasing gold nuggets today. I just wanted to grab those because there are 3 of them right there. What we are chasing today is, there is one back at the main yard that I want to show you that I only just found, and I think it is absolutely incredible where it's located. I absolutely love it. It's such a wonderful touch to the game that I just absolutely had to find a way to show you. So I will be showing you in a minute. I'm going completely the wrong direction at the moment. I need to be literally going in the opposite direction to what I am now, but I also want to head up the map a little bit. So if we go along here, this should take us in roughly the right direction. I do like the speed that you can get on this bike, although it does have a tendency to get a little bit out of control if you're not really careful with it. So we can head over this way. Now then, I do actually want to be going this direction, don't I? Because let's just take a look. Actually, I can just literally follow this road along here. Oh, there are big stones here. I love the little touches that they've added into this map in places. There's certain things in places on this map that are absolutely brilliant. I was talking to you about this before, like it's the little things. It's the little tiny touches that have been added here and there that really do make this map for me. Random rocks lying in the tracks. It's one of those little flavor things that really do make the difference between a good map and a fantastic map. And everything I've seen so far on this one really does sort of scream fantastic map rather than just good. And, ooh, careful, another one there. Even though, I mean, that's the exact same thing that's just been repeated in a few different places on the map. But, at the same time, it gives it a unique feel, because I've not seen that modelled on any other map. You see all these different things that do get modelled, but I've not seen anything like that one modelled anywhere else. Now, what I need to do now is I need to get up through there. So we are actually going to cut between these 2 fields. Just zip up through here so that we go into that little bit of forestry. We need to get across the train tracks here. So we're going to have to cut across those, which we'd normally want to be doing. There we go. And this is what we're after. There's actually a little track running there, so you can get to it from up the top. Or you could get to it from the lower end of the forestry. But if you come through here, there's this little bit of track here, and it looks like you can't get through the edge of the map anywhere. And you can see that you can, but it's like this. It's a solid wall all the way around the map, and so there's no way to fall off, and you can't sort of see past the boundary. It's again, it's a sign of a well-made map, so that you can't sort of drop off the edge anywhere, and you really don't want to be doing that. And then you come in here. Now, I can zoom out, so I can actually see everything quite easily. This is obviously the outside of the map, but if you come up here, you've got an actual maze. They have taken the time to create a full 3D hedge maze in here, which I think is absolutely amazing. Now, I wasn't actually looking at it. I was on foot when I came in here, and you cannot jump up and you can't see over the top. So if you're going to do this, do it on foot, because this is just amazing. Yeah, pun intended, amazing maze. This is absolutely brilliant. It is wonderful. This little touch to this map is just fantastic. It's incredibly awesome that this has been added into the map. And so you've got to work your way around, and you've got to try to find all the gold nuggets, and they are here. It's just a question of actually finding them. I picked up a couple of them earlier, and right, where I want to get at least one more, and then we can nip over to the quad bike and we can take a look there. Right, there should be one around here somewhere. There, it's through there. Oh, I can't get to it. It's completely surrounded. See, this is just brilliant. The attention to detail. I've never seen anything like this on any map that I have ever played, ever. I've never even heard of anything like this. This is just fantastic. Absolutely and totally fantastic. I love it. I really do. And over here, am I actually gonna be able to get it? Am I gonna get one? There should be one here. I'm looking carefully. I'm sure it's here. It's through there, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so far I've not been able to actually get any of the nuggets. They're just they're behind all of the walls. This is so cool. This is genuinely absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I know that some of you have mentioned before. I do seem to be easily impressed with different things. Again, there's another is in there and I can't reach it. That's my timer going off. I'll just pause that a second. Right. We can get one. There it is. Haha, we got a gold nugget. It was all worth it. Right, so now if we go to the quad bike and we start this one up, we can drive through. And this is, yes, I know that this is cheating because we are zooming right out, and so we can see where we're going and we can see right through the maze, but you still got to get through it. You've still got to find your way through this maze in order to be able to get all of these gold nuggets. So if we come up through here, and where have I gone? Oh, there. I'm actually close to a gold nugget. It's in there. It's in that middle bit. So none of these are easy to find. None of these are actually easy to get to. You think you're getting close, but because of the way that the maze has been made, it's actually it's done quite fiendishly clever. So we come down here and we can get that one in there, and then we can come over here and there's another one not through there. You've got to go all the way up and round and then back in on yourself. So this is not going to be an easy thing for anybody to accomplish, to find all of these. You do have to work hard, even though you don't even have to do it on foot, and you've still got to work hard at getting it. I would imagine if you can like zoom out a bit, you might be able to help yourself. But yeah, generally this is going to require a little bit of effort on the part of whoever does decide to come in and do this, because of the way that the maze has been laid out, and it's a complicated one. It's not one that's very easy to go running through. Absolutely fantastic. I love this. I really do. So that is where the rest of the gold nuggets are hidden, for those of you who are curious. You have a look on the map. You can't see the maze. There's no indication it's there. But you've got this wonderful, absolutely wonderful, incredible mini game up here for the rest of the gold nuggets on this map. And it is just fantastic. Look at that. That is brilliant. Now, I don't know if I can actually use this as a screenshot or not. I don't know if it's going to work out very well because it's kind of fuzzy. It is looking kind of fuzzy here, but I'm hoping that it will sort of show up. But anyway, that's that one. So let me just jump off of there and we will return the quad bike. I'm not going to use it anymore now. So we will return the lease on that one. Return. Oh, no, I want that one. Return. Yes. Okay. Back out of there. Now, if we go back to the yard, there is a gold nugget here at the yard. And you can see right here, If I come strolling forward, if you look on the minimap, it's actually right close. Now, I was looking up and down all along here. Maybe I missed it. No, it's not along here. It's not in the shed. And this is absolutely brilliant. We've got an outhouse here, and I've talked about it. I've actually talked about hitting the outhouse and accidentally knocking it. Go up to it, and you click it. The door opens, and nestled within the actual bit for the outhouse, there is a gold nugget. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So, if you would like to get all the gold nuggets on this map, not only do you have to go and complete a maze and find your way around that maze and, you know, you complete it all, you've also got to go fishing through toilets in order to get all of the gold nuggets. Absolutely fantastic. So, yes, the more I see of this map, the more I absolutely love it, the more I think it is absolutely sensationally brilliant and awesome and very well made and just amazing and fantastic. Now, the other thing that I have been considering is that we've got a bit of space in there. We're going to be making more hay, so we're going to want to stuff some more in there. We've got all these bales, and I think that what we could really do is some more space. So what I'd like to do is I would actually like to buy one of the sheds for the game, and I would like to plonk it right down in one of these fields, sort of close enough to the farm that it's going to be useful, but at the same time we do need a little bit of space around it, and it would also make it very, very easy for like unloading bales and stuff like that. So I'm thinking that we will sort of utilize this field for a bit of storage space, for shed space, and that way we're not going to have to worry about trying to stuff all the bales back into the shed over here. But I will do that in tomorrow's episode. We're not going to do that in today's episode. That is going to be for tomorrow. My question for this week is, which combine would you like me to buy ready for next year, where we're upgrading our gear and we're going bigger? We're upgrading everything, and we're going to have a bigger, more modern farm with modern machinery and bigger machinery. So we have the Torum 760, which is going to have a 9-meter header on it. We have the Class Lexion 700 Big, which is going to have a 10.5-meter header with it. Or we have got the Fendt 9490X, which again has a 10.5-meter header to go with it. Which one would you like me to use on this farm next year? It's your vote, it's your game. Head in the comment section down below, let us know which one you want and why. And of course, don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right-hand corner. That is all I've got time for today. So I'm just going to get this hitched on, and we will gather up the bales tomorrow, and we can also hopefully, well, we'll be buying a shed, and we'll be getting that one installed, and then hopefully we will also be making a start on doing the mowing, which will be the last mowing that we do for the season. Until next time, oh no, I can't say that yet, because if you enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give me a like, and if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me, get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And now, until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.